Stole My Sale by Todd Duncan. 23 ways to close the deal. Who could use more sales information for 2023? I don't think too many people can say no to that. It's pretty darn amazing. So again, what are we talking about? Who Stole My Sale? 23 ways to close the deal. This is the January Just Roommate Book Club. Super excited to be here. Let's jump right on in. Alrighty, so we are going to present. And we're here. First, I love to begin a book club with a quote for the month. So for January, let's think about this. Think before you speak, read before you think by Fran Lebowitz. What is that thinking, or what is that quote inspiring? For me, when I see this, when I read it, think before you speak, read before you think, the idea of ongoing professional development, the idea of ongoing learning is critical, cannot be denied, cannot be ignored. If we're not reading, we're not learning, we're not growing. What type of life is that? So got to do it. It's not optional. For today's conversation, meet and greet, book summary, book club discussion points, and then next steps. So let's get to know each other. If you don't know already who I am, my name is Natasha Nurse. I wear a lot of different hats. And so what I've really been enjoying for the past couple of book clubs is, rather than just kind of going through my accolades, sharing questions and answers, and hopefully making you think a little bit about what your answer would be to these questions. So let's get into the first one. How do you manage feelings of doubt? Oh gosh, right? Like this is like core critical, mission critical for so many of us. Who does not live with doubt? Oof. I mean, if you don't and you're like, nope, I'm confident 24/7, I'm just that fabulous. God bless you. That's amazing. I would say that most human beings, self included, definitely have feelings of doubt. Best way to manage it for me would be just confronting them. I think for anything you're going through in life, it's really important to be not just honest with others, but most important to be honest with yourself. And if you're not feeling the most confident, if you're not feeling like you got this and that you're struggling a little bit, that's okay. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to not feel like everything is going the way that you want it to. The critical next steps would be to try to put action into getting more confident, releasing some of that doubt, and feeling more in control. I find for myself, if I'm feeling a large amount of doubt, it's because I don't have control over something or a situation. And so then to break apart from that vicious cycle of just like something's happening, I'm not feeling good, something's happening, it's just kind of over and over and over again, really drilling down, what are the things that are in my control? So you always control what you do. You always control what you feel to some degree, and also what you say. And the critical part is what you do. So if I'm feeling doubt, then I'm probably feeling out of control. So then let me double down on what I am in control over. So what am I eating? What am I reading? What am I consuming? How much sleep I'm getting? Who am I spending time with? Those are the things under your control. And to the most part, there's always outliers, exceptions, but to the most, that's really kind of where you should sit with that. And then if you can start to put things in place that make you feel better about what you're eating, what you're consuming, much you're sleeping, who you're spending time with, maybe, just maybe, the doubt will start to subside. But is it ever going to go away? Are you going to live, like, say, I'm in my 30s, can I imagine life being in my 60s and not having doubt? Probably not. I imagine that it's just part of the human experience. So it's triggered by different things. And I think different stages of our lives are going to have more significant for it. I imagine once we are in our older age, it's not necessarily doubt around career or doubt around certain things that you're working on, but maybe it's more about doubt around longevity, doubt around health, right? Like it changes. And so just kind of give yourself grace. But like I say, double down on what you do have control over, double down on gratitude. As a very close friend of mine, and me and that person were talking about that. And it was a reminder that gratitude is a really great space to live within, to try to counter negative thoughts, counter things like doubt. So really just double down on that. Next, what goals are you working towards achieving this year? Ooh, So for me, I did something different with my vision board. Instead of having 25,000 goals, because I am an overachiever, and I stress myself out more than anyone or ever anything ever could. I was tired of stressing myself out. Again, it's another big birthday, and so I think every birthday is big, so it's not like a significant number per se, but just again, the opportunity to be alive is a blessing, and I want to take the most of it. And so 4 goals, those are the 4 goals I'm going to work on. To one of them, or 2 of them I can share with you. Read 50 books, which is very suiting since we're doing a book club. But also the idea that I love to read, and when I'm reading, I'm happier. And then my other goal that I'd love to share, just to kind of encourage you to think about at least 2 goals for yourself this year, is to be happy every day. And that, we're on, what are we, day 22 of the new year. Have I achieved it so far? I would say yes. I think I achieved having happiness every day for the last 22 days of the year. Would I say I was happy all day long? No, I don't think so. But that wasn't my goal. My goal was just to make sure that I achieved happiness in the day. And so that is in the work. So my question to you then would be, what are goals that you're working on towards achieving this year? Next, are you a fan of sales? I really like this question because so many people will like cringe when they think of sales, or like, oh, I don't want to be a salesman, or I don't want to sell you on something. But like, aren't you already doing that? Aren't you already selling your partner on why they should buy this fabulous bag for you? Or, hey, honey, I want to move here. What is your sales pitch? Or you're talking to your kids and they refuse to have broccoli, and it's 20 minutes past the time you needed to get them in the bath, and you need them to just finish up and eat this broccoli. How are you going to sell your kid into doing what they need to do for moving forward in the evening? I think we're all selling each other on something. And so that's why I put that question there, because yes, I'm a fan because I'm a practitioner of it. And guess what? You are too. Deal with it. We're all selling people on something, and we're also selling ourselves on something. And so I think when we think about salesmanship and the art of sales, that people need to expand their mind and also accept that, guess what, you're a practitioner of this. So it doesn't make sense to fight against it or to think poorly about it, but really to craft it into a way that how you sell and how you persuade is going to be very different than how I sell and how I persuade, right? I'm a straightforward kind of in your face type of person. So that's the type of methodology I have with sales. Like, who are you? What are you about? How can I help you? But other people are going to be a little bit more suave, or they're going to be a little bit more subtle about it. And so we're all doing this. It's just about how you're doing it and why you're doing it. And then what has been your most significant achievement? Oh, man. So many, actually. I would say this was a hard question. I wasn't sure if I was going to put this here for the program because it's so many, right? So as a mother, I generally jump to my son. I think that he is literally a magnificent human being. I don't know if I could, ever even achieve to be some of the things he is already at 18 months. He's magnificent. There's that. There's also the opportunity to go to Penn State by choosing to go away from where I grew up in Manhattan, New York, and going to Penn State was not that far. Pennsylvania's not that far from New York, but still, a couple of hours away. And then meeting my husband and having a beautiful, 18-year love journey, that one could argue is a really significant achievement as well. Choosing to love myself and stop hating myself and stop, degrading myself in a way that so many of us do, where we speak poorly of ourselves and we don't put ourselves on a pedestal as we should, because you are beautiful and you are amazing and you are you, and that is your magic. There's no one else like you, right? So there's a lot of things there, but most significant, I guess I will settle on the idea of deciding to be fearless. I have it tattooed on my arm. And for me, the notion and the practice of fearlessness has led me to doing things like going to Penn State, or deciding to mother how I want to mother, and deciding to go after career opportunities, and to put myself out there and to meet people that I know will be a part of my life for a very long time, if not forever and ever and ever. And so, I think fearlessness has been a big motto for me. And by me choosing that has led to some of the greatest things that I have in my life and meeting the greatest people I know on this earth. So I think that's what I would go with. So again, I ask you, what has been your most significant achievement? All right. So book summary. Woo-hoo. Who Stole My Sale? 37 Ways to Close the Deal. Todd Duncan. This is a quote that comes from Amazon. If you go to dressroommate.com, you can see the book of the month there. You can click on it. It takes you right to Amazon. You can buy it. Super fun. Essentially, this book is a sales practitioner guide that has notable little short stories that can help you put some of the principles in a more pragmatic way for you. But for me, what I loved the most about the book was the actual, just like the tidbit nuggets of advice and tips and checklists. Like, that's just how my mind works. So any book that incorporates that type of style of writing, I'm just like, oh yes, give it to me. Thank you. So I hope you enjoy it. It's a really short read. Hello. It's like, I think I got through it in one day. And yes, I do speed read, but nonetheless, I think that the average bear could get through this in a week or less, but probably a day or two. And I love a good book that's right to the point. Give it to me. I have no time for the extras. I know that some books do warrant long narratives, but I really struggle with those books. I really do. Next. So let's get into some of the discussion points, because I think that that's really going to be a good deciding factor for you as to if you decide you want this book to read, if you haven't already read the book, or if you're going to give the book away as a gift or ... fill in the blanks. So on page 11, I called it Customer Service 101 because I thought that this was really critical. So let me read this for you. When you blow it with a customer, don't run from them. Run to them. Here are actions you must take to recover a high-trust client whom you've poorly served. Confess. Tell the client you blew it and apologize. No finger pointing. Correct. Tell the client what you are going to do about it. Communicate. Let the client know you value him or her or they. And I just put in that extra just to, add in the different genders. And that we want another chance, and give him or her or them an incentive to try you again. This is high trust selling. Page 11. I love this advice because so many of us are sometimes so petrified of admitting that we made a mistake. And I get it. I am a Virgo. I love to be right all the time. I love to make a point and to be vindicated and to share my wisdom and my insight. But guess what? I'm not going to get it right all the time. I'm probably going to get it more wrong than I'd like it to be, but that's okay. And I think that that this page, to me, when I was reading it, was like, yes, honey, when you mess up, run right to that person and be like, hey there, darling. I messed up. My bad. Let's talk about this. Let's correct this. Let's make this right for you. Let's not hide away. Let's not, gaslight people. No, maybe you misread it. No, boom, boom. If you didn't do it right, you didn't do it right. And that's okay. And I thought that was just like a really cool life lesson. So let's get to the next one. Page 39, 10 best investments. Again, another good checklist. I find it like darn right tantalizing. I mean, like, really, when I read a checklist, I'm like, oh, good God. You're just speaking to my soul. I can't even hardly stand it. Thank you. It's fabulous. It's absolutely fabulous. The following are the 10 best investments you can make to reap a more secure and successful sales business, as well as a more abundant life. 1, invest in your relationships with those you love. 2, invest in long-term personal development program. 3, invest in a sales coach. I know that's right. 4, invest in a competent right-hand assistant. Thank you. 5, invest in a personal image. Yes. 6, invest in a personal financial plan. Yes. 7, invest time in an exercise program. Worked out this morning. Yep. 8, invest in a client retention program. Ooh, very interesting. 9, invest in a library. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. 10, invest in technology. Yes, 1,000 times. High trust selling. Listen. I mean, if we didn't have to keep going through the program, I would reread that 3 times over. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Relationships with the people that you love. How significant is that? If you took nothing away else from this program, that in and of itself, if you just spent 2023 investing in specifically the relationships for people that you love, people that give value to you, and you cut out the time and the energy and the resources to people that are not feeding you this year, how much better would this year be for you? Like, are you kidding me? It's amazing. Like, invest in a personal development program. Who here is thinking about coaching? Who here is thinking about courses? Yes, yes, yes. I'm a coach and I need to constantly think about other programs and participate in programs and things that are going to make me better in my career, in as a mother, in all of my endeavors. Hello. Thank you. Personal image. I just did a talk recently on the importance and the power of professional and personal styling. Hello. Your personal image is how people see you when you show up in this world, and they make judgment calls, and they can decide if they want to work with you or not work with you, if they want to recommend you for something, if they want to appoint you for something, if they want to feed into you or not feed into you, is absolutely going to be connected to the image that you have out here in this world, how you're presenting, how you're showing up. Get it together. Financial planning. Woo, honey. Currently trying to work on some wonderful things in the back end. I'll announce once we're ready to announce, but the finances, honey, get your coins together. If you haven't thought about that for 2023, this is your sign to get your coins together. And an exercise program, also working on some wonderful health, my own wonderful health journey, kicking my ass, throwing myself out of the bed between 3 to 6 in the morning, kicking my ass. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I wouldn't give it up for anything, because your body is your temple. Honor it. Always. And you decide what that honoring is going to be, but you've got to figure out a way to take care of you, because no one else is choosing you. So you've got to choose yourself, or no one's choosing you. And that's a sad way to live. And it's a avoidable way to live. Invest in a library. We go to the library multiple times a week, as long as our schedules align and there's no crazy life or sickness or any of that stuff happening in life, because parents know this parenting thing is for the birds. For the birds. But our son is thriving because of all the different library programs that we go to. We ourselves are thriving, understanding how we can be better humans, much less better parents. The library is filled with resources, not just books, not just materials, but programming, people there that you can have access to that can better your life, better your children's lives. I don't understand when I meet anyone who tells me they don't go to the library. Like, I literally, like, if my head could explode and then come back together, I feel like that's where I would be, because I'm obsessed with our library. Libraries, we have so many that we go to. It's beautiful. And technology. Hello. I mean, I couldn't even be talking to you right now if I wasn't imploring technology for this. So hello, like, get with it. This, I'm not good at technology. Get over yourself. Get over it. Get with the times. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what your capabilities are. You can figure out a way to tap in and to use this for the benefit of you. Again, how's it going to feed into you? How's it going to make your life better? So just some nuggets. Sales solutions, page 70. To be a top salesperson, you need to be selling solutions to your prospects' deepest needs. You need to be selling the fulfillment of your prospects' deepest desires. This is really critical, because a lot of times people, again, do that sales cringe. No, honey, you're selling a solution. If people have problems with, which if is like in air quotes, right? If, of course people have problems. Everyone has some problem. I could tell you 3 problems I already have at the beginning of my day. We all have problems. Solutions is what we are craving. And if someone can deliver that to you, absolutely get it together and get out there and share it, whether it's a service or a product or something in between, or even both. So yes, people need salesmanship because they need to be able to connect to the solutions that would make their lives better. Page 86. If you follow my Woken Free podcast platform, you know that I love a good 86. You know, some people are boring at it. It's just a fabulous number here. You are a salesperson, which is to say you are paid to make sales. There are 2 tasks that fall into this category. 1, building trust with new prospects, and 2, fostering trust with existing customers. The more time you spend on these 2 tasks, the more successful you will be. Now, I do want to have a caveat here of, again, if your career, say you're a veterinarian, right? Well, are you a salesman? Yes, you are a salesperson, because at the end of the day, you have to sell your veterinarian services to your clients. And if you mess up, they don't come back, right? So, and if you have no one coming back, then you have no vet business. So you have no business. So you're like not in a good situation. So we're all, so yes, you may not think, oh, it's a part of my job. It's like, no, it is. And it may be more subtle depending upon your career choice or the industry that you're in, but we all have an aspect of our lives, whether career, personal, professional, and anything in between, that involves sales, being a salesperson. So just think about that. But again, building trust and fostering trust with, so building trust with new folks and then fostering trust with existing folks. So what's the name of the game when it comes to sales? Sales equals trust. If I trust you, I will buy from you. If I trust you, I will come back to your services. If I trust you, I will take your advice. I will heed your advice. I will have a connection, a relationship. Trust equals sales equals relationships equals society equals how we orient with each other, right? It's a fun formula. Next, no assumptions, page 104. Never make assumptions. No matter how well you're pre-qualified, your prospect selling situations are not the same for monologues. Ask questions, ascertain their answers. Let dialogue open doors for you. Love this. You know, from the perspective of a person who exists in, again, multiple identifiers, multiple roles that I have and opportunities that I have, the number one thing that always makes me better, no matter what the hat on that I'm wearing, is the idea that we can't make assumptions, that we have to ask questions. And again, I'm not going to say everything right, nor am I always going to ask the right questions. I mean, I ask pretty good questions. I am a lawyer. So the training. But ultimately, I love that language of make no assumptions, because this is some of the things that even within organizations have to get a little bit better. We can't assume what people want. We can't assume that this is hitting how we want it to hit. We can't assume anything about people, about organizations, about industries, about the future. You can't assume anything. There's nothing that can happen that is guaranteed other than death, right? That's the only finality that we actually know exists in life. Other than that, everything's a moving target, moving things. Things can shift and flex, and it's all moving. So just wanted that little nugget of reminder for you to just think about, wow, I kind of hold on to these things as guarantees, but is it really a guarantee? No, darling, it's not. Time is money, page 125. When you know the value of an hour of your time, your job is then to never spend time on a task that produces less than your worth, now or in the future. Honey, let me read that one more time. When you know the value of an hour of your time, your job is then to never spend time on a task that produces less than your worth, now or in the future. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do you know what the value of an hour of your time is? If you don't, calculate that for today. That is your task. That is your wonderful task. Did I not tell you this book is just, it's everything. It's everything. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. So if these 6 examples are not clear enough as to why this is a meaningful book for you to check out, whether you buy it, which I hope you do. But again, if you have to go to the library and check it out, I don't care how you get it. Get the book, read it, get your life in order. That's the type of book this is. I'm so excited to start the year off with this, because I knew it was going to be a good book. Like when I saw it, I was like, yes, honey. I mean, there was cash on the book, and I love some good green money. So I love to make it. I love to spend it. Everything in between. What are we doing for next month? Woo! Are you a fan of Tess Holliday? I am a fan of her. I think she's absolutely fabulous. And I think that her TikToks are very entertaining. And she's super fun. And I look forward to reading this. I hope she catches this. I'll definitely tag her and let her know what's up. But I admire her putting herself out there. I know she gets an incredible amount of hate, and I think it's sick. I think fat phobia is a sickness that people have. People come in different shapes and sizes, regardless of what someone else needs to weigh. way. You need to respect them. You need to see the value of their life and to let people live, because we're all on our own journeys, and we've got to focus on us, right? Stop spending time on what other people are wearing, doing, living, kissing, eating, weighing. I mean, really, like, you have nothing to focus on in your own life. Get it together. Get it all the way together. So Tess Holliday, I'm coming for you, boo. The not so subtle art of being a fat girl. I am one too. So I look forward to reading her wisdom and her insight. Let's get it. Thank you for joining. If you want to learn more about the book club, dressingyourmate.com, that is where you go. Thank you. So I'm going to stop sharing and we're going to get back into me talking. And here we are. All right, so let's see. I think we have some comments. Hey, thank you, Woken Free. I appreciate the good vibes. Thank you, Khalil. Very nice. It's always really great to have the support, especially of your partners. So subscribe to the blog, dressingyourmate.com. We do a monthly newsletter. I really enjoyed this book. I'm going to, again, show it on the screen again for you. Who Stole My Sale? 23 Ways to Close the Deal, Todd Duncan. This thing was a game changer, really. I think it's a kind of book where you're going to want to come back to it and you're like, ooh, honey child, yes, just yes. Like, that's the answer and the question. So without further ado, essentially that is the end of our program. We had some good fun. I thank you for everyone joining live, and then for folks who watch this on the replay, please put in the comments replay, #replay. And then if you have questions, if you have additional comments, I would love for you to be able to put that in the comments so I can come back and address them. So thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Come back next month for the next book club with Tess Holliday's book. It's going to be a read for sure. You know, she's fabulous, so she's everything. And then also, please, again, subscribe to the blog, subscribe to the monthly newsletter, and I'll catch you soon. Have a good day.